Section, Aram? Virtue? The Aram section serves as the ethical cornerstone of the Thirukkural, guiding individuals. Chapter 1. The Praise of God. This opening chapter invokes the divine as the primal source of all creation and wisdom, establishing devotion as the root of true knowledge and ethical living. Verse 1. Saying, A, R, as its first of letters. Every speech maintains, the primal deity is first through all the world's domains. Meaning, just as the letter A, R, is the beginning and fundamental sound in all languages, the Supreme Being is the first and essential cause of the entire universe. Verse 2. Saying, what avails learning, if one submits not to the feet of him who is the purely wise? Meaning, all knowledge and learning are futile if one does not humble oneself before the divine feet of the all-wise one, for true wisdom originates from such devotion. Verse 3. Saying, they who adore the feet of God, who spans the universe, shall live long lives of endless praise. Meaning, those who revere the lotus feet of the Eternal One, who pervades all realms, attain longevity and glory in this world, living lives worthy of praise. Verse 4. Saying, pain and sorrow flee from those who grasp the feet of him who neither likes nor loathes. Meaning, clinging to the feet of the impartial one, who is beyond personal desire or aversion, shields one from the mingled woes and sufferings of existence. Verse 5. Saying, the feet of the Lord, who dispel all darkness, grant release from the bonds of birth and death. Meaning, devotion to the divine feet of the light-bearer frees the soul from the karmic chains of rebirth, leading to ultimate liberation. Verse 6. Saying, those who follow the path, abiding in pure hearts, flourish without end. Meaning, walking in the footsteps of the Supreme, who resides in the hearts of devoted souls, ensures a life of perpetual joy and freedom from harm. Verse 7. Saying, sorrow is impossible for those who seek the feet of the matchless one, others cannot escape it. Meaning, taking refuge at the incomparable divine feet banishes grief entirely, while those who remain undevoted are inevitably ensnared by it. Verse 8. Saying, the sea of births is crossed by those who reach the feet of the vast one, ocean of virtue. Meaning, only by attaining the benevolent feet of the infinite virtue. Verse 9. Saying, the head that bows not to the feet of him, who is eightfold excellence is like a sense without function. Meaning, a mind that does not humbly bow before the feet of the perfect one, possessing eightfold excellence, is as futile and useless as a bodily sense organ deprived of its purpose. Verse 10. Saying, those who plunge into the sea of God's feet alone cross the sea of life, others drown. Meaning, immersion in the divine feet, the true spiritual refuge, enables one to cross life's turbulent ocean. Without this, one inevitably perishes in its depths. Chapter 2. The blessing of rain. This chapter extols rain as the life-sustaining force of the world, linking natural abundance to human prosperity and underscoring gratitude for nature's gifts. Verse 11. Saying, as the primal seed, all foods are rain, it is consumed by all. Meaning, rain is the fundamental source from which all forms of nourishment originate, and it is through this nourishment that all living beings are sustained in an eternal cycle of life. Verse 12. Saying, though the world be girt with seas on every side, famine would destroy it if the clouds withheld therein. Meaning, even if the world is surrounded by vast oceans, humanity and all life within it would suffer and perish from famine if the clouds were to cease their life-giving downpour. Verse 13. Saying, the ploughmen cannot ply their craft when the rain-making clouds refuse to yield. Meaning, farmers' ploughs lie idle and their agricultural work ceases if the rain-bearing clouds refuse to release their waters, thus halting the earth's productivity and food supply. Verse 14. Saying, the measure of the power of rain is the sprouting of the seed. Meaning, rain's immense power and essential role are most vividly demonstrated by its ability to awaken dormant seeds, causing them to sprout and grow into vibrant plant life. Verse 15. Saying, the life of those who perform great penances depends on the gift of rain. Meaning, even ascetics and those who pursue great spiritual austerities and penances rely on the gift of rain, as it provides the basic sustenance necessary for their physical existence and spiritual endeavors. Verse 16. Saying, if the sky fails to send its showers, neither God's rites nor ancestors' offerings can proceed. Meaning, without the sky's bountiful showers, the sacred rituals and festivals dedicated to the gods, as well as the offerings made to ancestors, cannot be properly performed. Verse 17. Saying, rain alone can yield the treasures of the sea, like pearls and gems. Meaning, the ocean's hidden riches, such as lustrous pearls and other precious gems, are believed to be formed and brought forth only with the aid of rain's replenishing flow and influence. Verse 18. Saying, the vastness of the seas is maintained by the rains from above. Meaning, the immense volume and expanse of the oceans are sustained and replenished by the fresh waters supplied by rainfall from above. Its absence would cause even their vastness to diminish. Verse 19. Saying, no life can thrive on earth if heaven withholds its watery grace. Meaning, no living creature or plant life can flourish or even exist on earth if the heavens withhold their essential and life-giving watery grace. Verse 20. Saying, the world calls rain ambrosia, for by it countless lives are nourished. Meaning, the world reveres rain as divine ambrosia, the nectar of immortality, because it nourishes and sustains the multitude of beings across the earth, making life possible. Chapter 3. The greatness of ascetics. This chapter focuses on the supreme moral stature of those who renounce worldly ties, portraying their detachment as a beacon of purity, inner strength, and spiritual authority. Verse 21. Saying, greater than those who know the sacred law are they who have renounced all desire. Meaning, ascetics who have conquered all worldly longings and desires possess a spiritual eminence that surpasses even that of scholars well versed in sacred scriptures. Verse 22. Saying, the life and death of beings are understood only by those who have subdued their senses. Meaning, true and profound insight into the cycles of existence, including life and death, is attained solely by those who have successfully subdued and controlled their five senses. Verse 23. Saying, the strength of those who control the five senses is beyond measure. Meaning, the inner power and spiritual fortitude of individuals who have mastered and controlled their five senses are immense and defy ordinary measurement or comprehension. Verse 24. Saying, the words of ascetics, armed with truth and penance, never fail to manifest. Meaning, the utterances of great ascetics, empowered by their unwavering adherence to truth and their rigorous penance, possess a potent force that ensures their manifestation, be it blessings or curses. Verse 25. Saying, those who shun the path of vice stand firm against all worldly storms. Meaning, individuals who steadfastly avoid the path of evil and maintain their commitment to virtue remain unyielding and firm, even when confronted by the most tumultuous worldly challenges. Verse 26. Saying, though the universe perish, the minds of the great remain serene. Meaning, even in the face of cosmic dissolution or the destruction of the entire universe, the minds of those great souls who have conquered evil and attained serenity remain utterly unperturbed. Verse 27. Saying, the character of the noble defines the pinnacle of human excellence. Meaning, it is the exemplary character and conduct of these noble and spiritually evolved individuals that truly establish and elevate the highest standards of human excellence and virtue. Verse 28. Saying, even the tongue falters in praising the detachment of the flawless. Meaning, Human language and expression are insufficient and falter when attempting to adequately praise the profound detachment and spiritual purity of those who are truly flawless. Verse 29, saying, "The world endures through the virtue of these rare, exalted beings." Meaning, the stability and continued existence of the world are sustained by the inherent virtue and spiritual merit of these rare and highly exalted individuals who embody goodness. Verse 30, saying, "From the great who have forsaken all comes the rain of prosperity, their lack brings drought." Meaning, abundance and well-being flow from the presence of those great beings who have renounced all worldly attachments, while their absence leads to spiritual and material barrenness, akin to a drought. Chapter 4. Assertion of the strength of virtue. This chapter asserts the unparalleled power and enduring nature of virtue, portraying it as the ultimate force that conquers all and brings lasting prosperity, far superior to fleeting material gains. Verse 31, saying, "The wealth of virtue is greater than all other riches, it alone endures forever." Meaning, virtue stands as the supreme treasure among all possessions, for it is the only one that remains imperishable and everlasting through all time, unlike transient material wealth. Verse 32, saying, "Those who pursue virtue will never face defeat or sorrow." Meaning, individuals who steadfastly follow the path of righteousness are inherently protected and therefore will never encounter ultimate defeat or profound sorrow in their lives. Verse 33, saying, "Virtue is the root of all good, without it, no achievement is true." Meaning, all noble accomplishments and genuine successes spring from the deep roots of virtue. Without it, any apparent achievement lacks true substance and authenticity. Verse 34, saying, "The strength of virtue overcomes even the mightiest obstacles." Meaning, the inherent power of virtue is so profound that it surpasses the force of any adversary or the challenge of the mightiest obstacles, rendering them surmountable. Verse 35, saying, "A life rooted in virtue yields eternal fame and joy." Meaning, those who cultivate and live a life deeply rooted in virtuous conduct will harvest not only eternal renown but also a profound and lasting joy that transcends worldly pleasures. Verse 36, saying, "No enemy can prevail against one fortified by virtue." Meaning, the soul fortified by virtue is an impregnable fortress. No external enemy or adverse circumstance can ultimately prevail against such a person. Verse 37, saying, "Virtue alone grants true sovereignty over one's destiny." Meaning, only through the unwavering practice of virtue does one attain genuine mastery and control over one's own destiny and the course of life. Verse 38, saying, "The virtuous path leads to prosperity that never fades." Meaning, adhering to the path of virtue ensures a legacy of abundance, both material and spiritual, that is enduring and withstands the test of time, never diminishing. Verse 39, saying, "Without virtue, all actions are barren and fruitless." Meaning, deeds performed without the foundation of virtue are ultimately barren and unproductive, yielding no meaningful or lasting positive results, much like seeds sown on infertile ground. Verse 40, saying, "Virtue is the light that guides through darkness to ultimate bliss." Meaning, virtue serves as the illuminating light that guides individuals through ignorance and confusion, leading them unerringly towards profound spiritual fulfillment and ultimate bliss. Chapter 5. Domestic life. This chapter celebrates the sanctity and rewards of family life, portraying the household as a virtuous domain where duties, harmony, and shared responsibilities foster personal and communal growth. Verse 41, saying, "The home of a virtuous person is a haven of peace and plenty." Meaning, in the dwelling of one who upholds righteousness and lives virtuously, an atmosphere of tranquility and abundance naturally prevails, making it a true haven. Verse 42, saying, "Family life, when lived with virtue, brings greater joy than any other path." meaning, the life of a householder, when conducted according to moral principles and virtuous living, offers deeper and more fulfilling joy than even the path of asceticism or solitude. Verse 43. Saying, a righteous household supports the world through its stability. Meaning, the firm foundation and ethical conduct within a moral family contribute significantly to the stability and well-being of society at large, much like strong roots nourish a tree. Verse 44. Saying, in a virtuous home, duties are performed with love and diligence. Meaning, within a virtuous household, all responsibilities and duties are undertaken not merely out of obligation, but with genuine love, care, and diligent effort, fostering mutual respect. Verse 45. Saying, the prosperity of a family flows from its commitment to virtue. Meaning, the material well-being, success, and overall prosperity of a family arise not from mere chance, but from its consistent and steadfast commitment to virtuous conduct and ethical principles. Verse 46. Saying, a life of domestic virtue ensures enduring legacy for generations. Meaning, righteous living within the family unit plants seeds of goodness and noble values that blossom across time, ensuring a positive and enduring legacy for future generations. Verse 47. Saying, harmony in the home is the fruit of virtuous interactions. Meaning, peaceful coexistence, understanding, and mutual respect within the family are the natural outcomes and sweet fruits of interactions that are consistently rooted in ethical values and kind behavior. Verse 48. Saying, a householder's path, trodden with virtue, leads to heavenly rewards. Meaning, the path of a householder, when walked with unwavering virtue and ethical commitment, is deemed to be as spiritually meritorious as that of a renunciate, leading to divine bliss. Verse 49. Saying, without virtue, even the grandest home crumbles into discord. Meaning, a household, regardless of its material grandeur or wealth, will ultimately descend into conflict, unhappiness, and discord if it lacks the essential foundation of virtue. Verse 50. Saying, true domestic bliss is found in the practice of daily righteousness. Meaning, genuine and lasting contentment and happiness in domestic life are discovered and cultivated through the consistent, daily practice of righteousness and moral living. Chapter 6. A good life partner. This chapter delves into the qualities of an ideal spouse, emphasizing fidelity, wisdom, and mutual support as cornerstones for a harmonious and flourishing marital life, essential for the well-being of the home. Verse 51. Saying, a good wife is the greatest treasure, she protects the home, children, and husband. Meaning, a virtuous and capable wife is considered the most invaluable possession, safeguarding the well-being of her home, her children, and her husband. Verse 52. Saying, a wife's chastity is her greatest ornament, far excelling all other jewels. Meaning, the unwavering fidelity and purity of a wife are her most precious adornment, shining more brightly than any other jewel or material possession. Verse 53. Saying, if a wife guards herself, she guards her husband, for his good name is hers. Meaning, by preserving her own integrity and virtue, a wife inherently protects her husband's reputation and honor, as their good names are inextricably linked. Verse 54. Saying, a chaste wife is like a powerful goddess, her very presence brings prosperity. Meaning, a wife known for her unwavering chastity and devotion is likened to a powerful deity, whose mere presence attracts prosperity and good fortune to the household. Verse 55. Saying, the home flourishes where the wife is virtuous, where she lacks, it perishes. Meaning, a household thrives and prospers when the wife embodies virtue and capability, conversely, it declines and perishes if these qualities are absent in her. Verse 56. Saying, what is wealth or prosperity? If a wife is good, all is good. Meaning, What value do material wealth or worldly prosperity hold if the wife is not virtuous? A good wife alone constitutes true prosperity for the home. Verse 57, saying, when a wife lacks good qualities, there is no joy in domestic life. Meaning, without a wife possessing noble qualities and virtues, the experience of domestic life offers no true happiness or contentment to the family. Verse 58, saying, a home where the wife is not chaste is no home, it is a dwelling of sorrow. Meaning, a household where the wife is not chaste cannot truly be called a home, instead, it becomes a place of constant sorrow and unhappiness. Verse 59, saying, those who possess an unchaste wife, though rich, suffer endless woes. Meaning, even if outwardly wealthy, those who have an unchaste wife endure profound and endless mental suffering and misery. Verse 60, saying, the one who has a good wife does not fear any evil. Meaning, a person who is blessed with a virtuous and supportive wife lives without fear, as her presence and qualities protect the home from all forms of misfortune or evil. Chapter 7, the boon of children. This chapter highlights the profound joy and unique fulfillment that virtuous children bring to parents, emphasizing that children are not just progeny but also a source of pride, wisdom, and continuity. Verse 61, saying, children are a blessing, they are the true wealth of a man. Meaning, children are a divine blessing and are considered the most invaluable form of wealth a person can possess, far outweighing material riches. Verse 62, saying, no greater joy than to hear the sweet prattle of one's children. Meaning, there is no happiness greater or more profound than the joy experienced when listening to the sweet and innocent prattling of one's own children. Verse 63, saying, the touch of one's child's body is more pleasurable than any delight. Meaning, the physical touch of one's own child's body brings a unique and incomparable sense of pleasure, surpassing all other worldly delights. Verse 64, saying, it is through children that a father can offer worthy sacrifice to ancestors. Meaning, it is through having virtuous children that a father is able to properly perform the necessary rites and offer worthy sacrifices to his ancestors, ensuring their spiritual peace. Verse 65, saying, a wise child brings honor to the father among the learned. Meaning, a child who grows up to be wise and well versed in knowledge brings great honor and respect to the father among scholarly and enlightened individuals. Verse 66, saying, more than to their father, a child owes knowledge to the learned world. Meaning, the learning and wisdom acquired by a child are owed not just to their biological father, but ultimately to the entire world of knowledge and wisdom. Verse 67, saying, the best wealth is not riches, but children of good character. Meaning, the most precious form of wealth is not material possessions, but rather having children who possess excellent character, virtue, and conduct. Verse 68, saying, the joy of children, like precious jewels, illuminates the home. Meaning, the happiness and joy brought by children are likened to precious jewels, which illuminate and bring radiance to the entire household. Verse 69, saying, to hear others praise one's children is a father's greatest delight. Meaning, a father's greatest source of happiness and pride comes from hearing others speak highly of and praise the good qualities and achievements of his children. Verse 70, saying, the child's birth is sweet, sweeter still is to hear their wisdom. Meaning, while the birth of a child brings great joy, it is even sweeter and more fulfilling to witness and hear the wisdom and understanding that they develop. Chapter 8, possessing love. This chapter extols love as the foundational virtue, presenting it as the very essence of life and the driving force behind all benevolent actions, linking it directly to righteousness and compassion. Verse 71, saying, what is life's true blessing? The heart that beats with love. Meaning, the true blessing and essence of life itself lie within a heart that is filled with and driven by genuine love. Verse 72. Saying, life devoid of love is like a bone bereft of flesh. Meaning, a human existence that lacks love is as barren and lifeless as a skeletal bone, utterly devoid of the warmth and vitality of flesh. Verse 73. Saying, the body is the house of love, without it, it is a mere frame? Meaning, the physical body serves as the dwelling place for love, without love inhabiting it, the body is nothing more than an empty, lifeless frame. Verse 74. Saying, from love springs virtue, and from virtue, endless good. Meaning, love is the fundamental source from which all virtues originate, and from the practice of virtue, an endless stream of goodness and beneficial outcomes flows. Verse 75. Saying, the loving heart sacrifices its all for the sake of others. Meaning, a heart filled with true love is willing to sacrifice everything it possesses, including its own comfort and well-being, for the benefit and welfare of others. Verse 76. Saying, to live without love is to live in the wilderness, harsh and cold. Meaning, to exist without love is akin to living in a desolate wilderness, a harsh and emotionally cold state, devoid of warmth and connection. Verse 77. Saying, those who possess love will never fear the world's sorrows. Meaning, individuals whose hearts are imbued with love are liberated from the fear of worldly sorrows, as love provides an inner strength and resilience. Verse 78. Saying, the world thrives through the power of mutual love. Meaning, the entire world and its diverse inhabitants are able to flourish and coexist harmoniously due to the binding and sustaining power of mutual love. Verse 79. Saying, love is the bond that binds all souls in unity. Meaning, love acts as the profound and unbreakable bond that connects all souls, fostering a sense of unity and interconnectedness among beings. Verse 80. Saying, even in times of hardship, love's power lights the way. Meaning, even during periods of great difficulty and adversity, the inherent power of love serves as a guiding light, showing the path forward and offering solace. Chapter 9. Hospitality. This chapter underscores the profound importance of welcoming guests and sharing generously, elevating hospitality to a paramount virtue that brings spiritual merit and societal harmony. Verse 81. Saying, the guest who arrives unbidden deserves your utmost care. Meaning, a guest who arrives unannounced at your home merits your sincerest and most diligent care and hospitality. Verse 82. Saying, to feast alone, while a guest waits, is a sin against virtue. Meaning, it is considered a grave offense against virtuous conduct to partake of a meal by oneself while a guest awaits outside. Verse 83. Saying, hospitality is a treasure that accumulates virtue for the host. Meaning, the act of extending hospitality to guests is a valuable practice that accumulates significant spiritual merit and virtue for the host. Verse 84. Saying, the home where guests are welcomed truly thrives. Meaning, a household that consistently practices welcoming and caring for guests is one that genuinely flourishes and prospers in all aspects. Verse 85. Saying, to look upon a guest's face with a frown is to drive away fortune. Meaning, greeting a guest with a displeased or frowning face is akin to actively repelling good fortune and blessings from one's home. Verse 86. Saying, the earth itself rejoices in the home that practices hospitality. Meaning, the very earth is said to rejoice and bless the home where the virtue of hospitality is diligently practiced and upheld. Verse 87. Saying, the wealth acquired by the hospitable is never diminished. Meaning, the material wealth and possessions earned by those who are consistently hospitable are never diminished, instead, they are blessed and tend to increase. Verse 88. Saying, To treat a guest well is to store up good deeds for oneself. Meaning, offering kind and thoughtful treatment to a guest is equivalent to accumulating a store of meritorious deeds for one's own future benefit. Verse 89. Saying, even if one lives in poverty, hospitality should not be forsaken. Meaning, even in circumstances of poverty or scarcity, the virtue of hospitality should not be abandoned, one should still strive to share what little one has. Verse 90. Saying, the fragrance of a good guest, who is well treated, permeates the world. Meaning, the positive reputation and fragrance of a good guest who has been treated with exemplary hospitality spread far and wide, influencing the world. Chapter 10. Speaking pleasantly. This chapter illuminates the profound impact of kind and pleasant words, emphasizing their power to soothe, persuade, foster goodwill, and create harmonious relationships, surpassing even the value of material gifts. Verse 91. Saying, pleasant words bring joy, they are superior to a generous gift. Meaning, words that are kind and pleasant bring forth happiness and comfort, holding a value that surpasses even the giving of a generous material gift. Verse 92. Saying, a gentle word, free from anger, is a true ornament for the wise. Meaning, a gentle and amiable expression, spoken without any trace of anger, serves as a genuine adornment for individuals who are wise and discerning. Verse 93. Saying, humility and pleasant speech are jewels of a noble soul. Meaning, the twin virtues of humility and engaging in pleasant conversation are considered the precious jewels that truly embellish a noble and refined soul. Verse 94. Saying, speak words that give joy to others, that alone is true virtue. Meaning, the highest form of virtue lies in speaking words that bring happiness and pleasure to others, ensuring their well-being and contentment. Verse 95. Saying, sweet words are like medicine, they heal and bring peace. Meaning, words spoken with sweetness and kindness act like potent medicine, possessing the power to heal wounds, soothe troubled minds, and foster inner peace. Verse 96. Saying, better than charity is to speak gently and pleasantly. Meaning, the act of speaking gently and pleasantly is considered to be of greater merit and benefit than even performing acts of charity. Verse 97. Saying, the fire of sorrow is extinguished by the cool water of pleasant words. Meaning, the burning agony of sorrow can be effectively quenched and soothed by the refreshing and calming influence of pleasant words, like cool water. Verse 98. Saying, he who speaks harsh words, while knowing the value of kind ones, is foolish. Meaning, a person who, despite knowing the immense value and power of kind words, chooses instead to utter harsh ones, exhibits true foolishness. Verse 99, saying, to reject pleasant words for harsh ones is to throw away gold for dross. Meaning, opting to use harsh language when pleasant words are available is akin to foolishly discarding valuable gold in favor of worthless dross. Verse 100, saying, the fruit of harsh words is sorrow, that of pleasant words, joy. Meaning, the inevitable outcome of using harsh words is sorrow and unhappiness, whereas the result of employing pleasant words is joy and contentment for all. Thank you, and please wait for the next chapters of the words of wisdom from Thirukkural.